Turn your eyes on me, heartbreak pulsing, raindrops beating, echo ringing in my mind.
So, hi, how you doing? I hope you're well. Daniel Duwa here, and it just occurred to me that sometimes our dreams as children is carried through into adulthood, and we become these many things that we always dreamt to be. Now, when I was a kid, I watched a lot of films. I used to hack onto the satellite TV network and the cable TV networks and watch all these shows late at night, and especially between 11 in the evening. So just 1 hour before midnight to about 3 in the morning, there was really good network, and then it would go away and come back at 4. So there's a way I used to like fiddle with stuff, hack into the network, and I'd watch all these shows. And one of the channels that came later on the public TV, one of the private networks that was public, was TCM. So, you know, Turner Classical Movies. I don't know if it's still around, but that's what came through. And they showed movies from day one, like those old 1900 movies to about 1950. And one thing that you might not know is, in the 1950s, a lot of films were shot in Kenya. And I had the opportunity, being a kid that I was, I would go to a place called Film Studios where all these films were shot, movie sets and lots that they would build into these movies and stuff. I wasn't around in 1960s. So over the years, what happened was that business went away, and film changed, and they started shooting in different locations in the world because it became really expensive to shoot in Kenya. So they'd rather shoot in South Africa and that kind of thing, and we lost out in that on that for generations. However, watching Turner Classic Movies and watching how they shot the stuff here, and watching Shaft and all these other movies, and the Cagneys of this world, and all the big stars from 1950s, 1960s, 1970s, 80s and 90s, and then the 2000s. Watching all these movies, and even watching the Hallmark network, and all of these networks, and the cable company had also a bunch of channels which were either sports or movies or news or whatever. Anything you wanted to watch was there. So watching these old classic movies, I would watch the style, number one, how it was shot, so the big names of films, all of these major directors and the producers and the cinematographers and those kind of things. I'd watch this girl when I was a teenager. A friend and I was in like a chat group, Yahoo chat group. She's just a different kind of girl, like a curvy girl in a day today where, it's about skinny girls and stuff. And she did what she wanted. She had that very African feel to her, in the sense, the way an African girl, you can't tell her what to do, and she just will do whatever she wants to do. So for me, that was like a really great celebration of. Now, her movies were not exactly great. Her music was, well, but what she represented is like Madonna. For me, her and Madonna, when I was coming up and I started buying CDs, to this day I think is the best way to listen to music, because it's just like all the information is there, all the data is there. I went to thrift shop. The first CD that I think I got Madonna, like a virgin, which had Material Girl and Papa Don't Preach and those kind of things. It was a compilation of the best of Madonna. So they used to do these compilations of CDs, and I'd buy those compilations, and I used to put this on their hi-fi and just like mad blowing stuff. So for me, this kind of girl, she represents such a different time, different world, and breaking rules. Being divorced because the train passed and the skirt flew, and people say, sure, for me, studying that and just having that was really, really crazy. And I remember also, since I could, I tried to get a job on radio, to be on air talent or something like that, or even a producer. And every time I tried, I just couldn't get through. When I was 10 years old, I hacked into network and got into trouble for playing rock music on a government channel. I mean, the channel wasn't being used for anything. I mean, as a kid, and I didn't understand why they had timing for running the station and not whatnot. I think I was about 10 or 11, 12 maybe. No, 12. I was hacking into TV. Backstory, story time. Let's go, right? Let's go. The government ran everything in those days, and what happened was there were two radio channels, a Swahili channel and an English channel. There's no way I was going to listen to Swahili channel, it's boring. Even the English channel was kind of boring, but they had some amazing shows in between. But the problem is the radio used to be like from whatever time it was, it didn't run 24 hours. It ran like the TV started at 5, by midnight it was closed. And I'm like, why? And then they used to run these boring British shows. Again, I was a kid, rebel. You know, when you're a kid, what do? You rebel. So here I am, I'm rebelling. Rebelling, is that a word? Yeah, it can be a word. Yeah, I'm a poet. So here I am, I'm a kid, I'm rebelling. So there was something called shortwave radio. It was kind of the internet of radio. And I used to listen to all these massive, beautiful channels. Sometimes you get pirate radio. I didn't know it was called pirate radio. It's an interviewer who told me, oh, that's pirate radio. So I'd listen to this British pirate radio who played rock, you know. And there was a very great station in Bangalore, India. In those days, that was amazing. It was kind of like Capital Radio UK. But in those days, it was like really, really mind-blowing cool. So I used to listen to that in the evening. I listened to VOA, used to play some music sometimes. BBC was kind of boring in those days, you know, just the news and stuff like that. I wanted entertainment. And then one time I got into this Polish radio station, either Polish, Ukrainian, one of these. I don't know if there was a kind of Czechoslovakia, I think. It was Czechoslovakia, and they'll be like, Bon Jovi, it's my life, something like that. You know, I'm just making stuff up now. I don't know what that means. So it was Czechoslovakia, it was a country back in the day, and it was Czech and Slovakia put together. So Czechoslovakia had this channel, like a rock channel, just played awesome concert rock. Now there are many types of rocks. There's hard rock, there's goth rock, whatever it is. I love classic rock, or stuff I call concert rock, you know, just like guitars and you know, that sort of thing. An idea gets in my mind. There were things called metal tapes, you know, cassettes. Yeah, just please go with me. I know you wonder, what the hell is a cassette? So it was a cassette tape, you know, like these things. And so I connected to, so I found the channel, and then I would tape the rock songs. So it was about an hour show. I'd tape that show, and then I would tape it on the other side. So it was 90 minutes of music. So I would tape it today, and then I would wait tomorrow, and then so I had 90 minutes of music, and then I would go into my contraction, like this thing I'd made. It had these aerials on, you know, and antennas on the roof, you know, and it was crazy. And I don't understand how I got away with it, because my parents, I think at that point, my parents are just a little tired with me, like, okay, so long as it's not like burning the house down or something, I don't know. I got into trouble before. So here I am. I put this tape on. I mess with the frequencies. I get this kid to make me this thing that can I don't know, like whatever. So the essence is this. I'm sitting there and I get scared talking about it right now. So I'm sitting there. I put the tape on. I put the tape on the tape deck. Press play, and this thing starts to play. And it's beautiful, amazing rock music, just pumping like style rock, you know. So it's Johnny, it's Bon Jovi. I love Bon Jovi, you know, especially Beds of Roses, you know, just like the Ed just playing that guitar on the mountain like this, and Jovi just comes, you know. Oh my goodness! Oh, that's awesome. I think that Better Roads is one of the songs I played and listened to for years. Years. Every single week I listen to the song, and then I'll play. I mean, later on I'll get into Rage. Before there was so Bon Jovi, U2, that kind of thing. So I played all these songs, and what I didn't know, what was beknownst to me, is the government used to use songs to pass messages. I was a kid. How the hell was I supposed to know this? And so I'm playing this rock music, and very quickly, the government would know something is happening. But my pirate station, as you would call it, would only go like probably 20 kilometers, so that's probably 15 miles or something like that, around like that. So in my estate. So if you are around my estate, and probably a pocket, there was AM and FM. And I was those days I was just messing on FM, and I was messing on this contraction I made, but on this other side I had my radio. So every time I moved this, I moved the radio frequency, the radio knob, and in not so long, whatever was playing here was playing on my radio. And I just realized I was transmitting stuff, and I was so excited and scared at the same time, because I would get in so much trouble. I mean, living under dictatorship was not fun in those days. In those days, we worked to get freedoms and whatnot eventually.
Turn your eyes on me.
But the challenge was this. On one side, on this side, there's Gong Hills, so it's hills, and there were transmission towers there. And then on this other side, there's Limuru, and there were transmission towers in a place called Rironi. And what I figured is I was right in the middle of those transmission towers. So, and then one thing also I knew was so the planes, I was a plane watcher. I love plane. I know this story sounds inconvoluted, like it's all over the place. I loved watching planes. I was a plane watcher. I used to look at the plane. I knew what airline it was, what color, brand colors, what airline it was itself, because my grandfather was an airline inspector. So I'd watch all these planes. And I would read the tail of the plane, the number of the plane. I would look at the landing gear and the wings and the brand of the plane. And my favorite plane was KLM's Douglas. Amazing plane, amazing plane. It just felt like it was gliding in, and it had these 3 engines, like one in the middle of the amazing plane, and just amazing. The Queen of the Sky is amazing, but the most amaziest plane was the Douglas. Just amazing plane. I had a chance of sitting in it when he was in the city, so that's another story for another time. So I'm watching this plane, so I knew that planes were between 2,500 and 35,000 feet, but when they're coming in, they're pretty low, so I didn't want to mess with that frequency. And then below that there was the long wave by the like military transmission or something like that, but it was further down lower than. So the planes are like up there in the sky, and then down in transmission there was the long wave, which was used by the military, and then there was the microwave, which was used by. There's a plane. So there was the microwave, which was used by the stations, the government station, radio station, TV station. They used microwaves, and they used these things. And then between me and the tower, so there was one radio and television tower on Gong Hills, and then also on Gong Hills. So the planes were coming to Gong Hills. There was the transmission, the transponders were at Gong Hills, so the planes would come in and take a turn and go to the JKA International Airport. So there was that. So 2 transmission towers. So one for radio, one for TV, and then the plane transponders were on Gong Hills. On this other side, in Rironi, in Limuru, there was the radio transmission, 2 radio transmission, and then so here is the hill, here is the height. So the 2 transmission there and there. But in between there was a place called Longonot, and it had this big satellite dish thing, which was the gateway for the country to get international calls. And so I figured that out when I was a kid. And I figured, so planes are up here, pretty secure. You can't hear stuff that's the tower, so the air traffic controllers are saying you could not hear that. But what I could hear, if the planes come this way, and I was on a cliff like right there, and I messed with my Walkman, I could listen to what the pilot was saying. And I love the voice of the pilots, just like pilots were very relaxing.
Hey, ground 427. Ground for Delta 218. All right, will do. Well, now we'll go back to tower.
I would ask for permission, to, whatever, and the runway and those kind of things. Now, I also discovered very quickly that did not interfere with anything. I wasn't transmitting, I was just receiving. It was radio. So my Walkman was a radio, and on I think a frequency 87 on that particular hill. And I tried many places, but on that particular cliff, if I was on frequency 87, I would listen to 87 or probably, because the Swahili service was on 92. 96 was 95 was English channel, so this was 99. So frequency 99 thereabout was where I could listen to the pilot. And so eventually, knowing this stuff, so this is the plane frequency, the Army frequency, which was long wave, and then the short wave, the microwave, and then the radio waves were on the same spectrum. So the radio frequency and TV frequency were the same, kind of like the same place. Only the difference was how fast the light went. So there was that, because television was light and physics. I don't know. I didn't like physics. No, I didn't mind physics. So here we are on this radio frequency. I discovered that I can receive even police radio, but police radio was kind of boring because they're just like talking like policemen. So that was kind of, not fun. So here I am, a kid, and I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, what the hell did I do? Rebel, right? Madonna, Winnie, all these people, MTV. And I'm thinking, why don't we have MTV? Because America has 24-hour TV, and they used to say, oh, they have 12,000 television channels and radio channels and whatnot. It was 1,200 to be honest, but yeah. But why do we have 2 channels? And you can watch them half the time. So I'm like, okay, fine. I transmit. So the first day I'm like, yes, got this. I sit there, 2 days, 3 days go by, and it's a weekend. And I realized weekend's not the best time to transmit because everybody's at home. So on Tuesday, I don't think we had school. I come put my tape on the deck and start playing that rock song, that rock tape I'd recorded from Czechoslovakia or something. I don't even know what country it was at the time. Play the thing, like, and it was so much fun. And I do this for about a week. And then, cliffhanger. If you want to know what happened, let me know. And that was my childhood and my first pirate radio. I didn't even know it was a pirate radio. I just wanted to listen to rock music. Yeah. A question: what is it that you've done that was kind of like out of the way, crazy, insane, whatever, whatnot? Were you a kid who broke the law? I was by the way, so everybody who knows me thinks I'm the shyest, and I'm very shy and very quiet. So this nerdish stuff was an escape for me. It was the way that I got around some of this stuff. So I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah. But being rebel, I guess shy people we just rebel and stuff, yeah. And mistake, yeah, we were part of that group. I don't know, I haven't seen her in a long time, and I spoke to her like a couple months back. She's doing a family, so in the States, yeah, Anyway, story time's over. Thanks for watching. My name is Daniel Duwa, and if you like this sort of things, let's keep doing them. Good stuff. Thanks for watching. Peace. I think I need to change that. I think I need to change that. Peace. Oh my goodness, I'm falling.